Well, we have a lot of stuff and it all has to go. Good morning. I'm just sitting here looking around my room, trying to decide what the next step is. You know, there's so much to do. We have a lot of things we've collected over the last 23 years or more. Some things from high school that we brought into the relationship, and it's kind of overwhelming to sit here and think about, what do I do next? We have so much to do. We're going to sell our house. We're going to sell our rental house. We're going to sell you. No, we're not going to sell you. No. And then, what are we taking with us? What are we storing until later, which we don't want to store a lot. We really, part of this plan is to get rid of stuff and to live simply with our children and with each other and see the world. And so we don't want to keep a lot, but of course there's sentimental things that we want. But then there's selling it, which is daunting. I think we'll probably have a garage sale. I've already put some things on Craigslist, some of the bigger furniture. Like, I can start putting stuff in bins and bags and boxes. I really do want to have a garage sale. We've given stuff to Goodwill already. I was already on the track of minimizing what we had in the house when we kind of made the leap into this plan. It's something we've been talking about for almost a year, I guess. I'll say last year I went to London with our oldest daughter, and we took a train over to France, to Paris, and I fell in love with Paris and France, and I really wanted to go back. And when I came back from that trip, I was ready to sell everything and world school, just travel around Europe and maybe further. You know, of course, it was the first time I'd ever been to Europe, and I just fell in love. I want to go back. And so I came back, like, trying to convince my husband. He's like, there's no way we're doing this. And so I kind of got it in my head, like, what if we lived in an RV and traveled around the U.S. for a while and saw stuff? You know, I just wanted to be free. I wanted to do more, see more, and be together. And so that wasn't really in the plan. And as our plan evolved, it's like, you know, we want to be in the country. We want to, you know, put down deep roots and have something sustainable and substantial. But part of that is we have to live in an RV for a little while and travel around a little bit. So it's kind of exciting for me. But as I started to say, I was cleaning out closets and kind of minimizing already, with the idea that I wanted to live simpler, even if we were staying here. And so I went to Goodwill in December like 6 times. And now I'm looking around, there's still so much here. And now the prospect of getting rid of all of it is a big deal. And keeping very little. Like, we have some sentimental things, but like furniture is going to go, the appliances are going to go. So I don't know where to start. The next step. Where do I start with cleaning and getting rid of stuff? Bagging up. I have a bunch of clothes here I've already bagged up to get rid of. Just trying to make those decisions on what comes next. I hope to not get too overexcited and get rid of stuff that later I say, oh, I wish I'd kept that. So I don't know what the next step is, but that's what I'm working on today. What do I do next? Or first? I mean, we've already done some of the first steps, like Brendan quitting his job, or at least giving notice, and buying the camper. Those are big steps. Those are big decisions that got made. So I guess the next step is what I'm looking for. Hopefully I'll be able to make some decisions today.
Emma, what are we doing out here?
We're setting up a garage sale.
Why?
Because we have too many things.
What are you thinking?
Well, we have a lot of stuff and it all has to go. So I'm really hoping I'm pricing stuff low enough that it will go, because the last thing we want is to still have stuff left after this. So it's a lot of stuff though. It's really hard. I'm actually really emotional about it because, you know, just digging out stuff and realizing, you know, oh, I got this 20 years ago, which probably makes it junk at this point. But for me, you know, a lot of things, even silly things, are sentimental just because we had them for so long, you know.
It's weird, but I'm actually really excited about selling stuff. You kind of get on a roll and you look at the things you have and you think, well, this has some marginal value to me, but hey, $2? Sure, let's just list it. So we've been just slowly working through our things this morning. I got to go to work in about 10 minutes, but already a couple $100 worth of things sold. Everyone's willing to offer you far less than you ask, which is fine. That's just part of the game here. But it's kind of neat because everything I touch, I think, hey, this could make us $2 or $3 more. $3 is a gallon of gas. That's about 8 miles on the road. Garage sale, day 2. We made like $700 yesterday. That's a lot of money.
Pretty good.
$700, which I told some friends at work, if you have $10,000 worth of things, you too can make $700
I know, right?
at a garage sale. So we left everything out all night. And
nobody stole anything.
Nobody stole anything. I mean, I thought we lived in Aurora.
Yeah.
Oh, the one time someone stole our GPS,
yeah,
and they didn't take our charger, and I could not be more upset about that. I wanted to put a sign on the car that said, please come back, the charger.
I don't know. I've been feeling really emotional. Just, you know, we took years collecting these things, and it was important to us. And you know, I'm selling it for $1, and someone's talking me down. You know, like it's not worth anything to anyone else but me. And it's just really hard to get rid of it.
Baby things.
Baby things I've had for 21 years. You know, things that were special to me, but we can't take them with us, and that's okay. But there's a grieving process I'm going through.
Yeah, for
sure.
It's hard because things have been in the attic and in the rafters, and we pull them down, and because we have to go. Oh, we forgot. Oh, I love this, and then we want to play with it,
right?
Because they're cool, the little toys and things. Do you sell the little car thing with the 3 cars?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
There was 4. We found the other one.
The 4th car. After 20 years, we found the 4th car to this toy, little tiny toy, which is a blast.
And somebody bought it. It was great.
That's cool. So it's kind of neat because you get to see things that we have forgotten about that someone else suddenly loves, but at the same time, it's the opposite. Things we love that someone just throws in the back of their truck or whatever.
Yeah.
That's rough. The cool thing is, as we're going through a lot of our tools, is like, oh yeah, I got this for free, and I got this for free, and I found this, and I got this from an eviction, and now some of those things are being turned into some actual value. And so that's hard. It's hard to decide what to sell. But at the end of the day today, it's going to be no holds barred. Everything is free.
Everything's free.
Please
so come on down.
Take it.
We got rid of so much. I know I expressed in another video that it was really sad, and I have spent some time kind of grieving the things that we've lost, and that's really hard because my philosophy is definitely that our stuff shouldn't control us, and we should live life. Our family's more important than the stuff, but you know, I've definitely struggled with the things we've collected over 20 years. I mean, 40 years of life is now gone, and I mean, I sit here with kind of an empty room. We used to have all sorts of, there's a bookshelf used to be there, and things on the walls, and on this side there's pictures all over our walls, and now just the kids. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
All those bins sitting there used to have baby clothes, kid clothes, and they're all gone. And that's really hard. I mean, 6 kids, and most of them wore those clothes, and they're all gone. And that's just, it's good. We're moving on. but it's been really hard to let go of it. But the garage sale was a success, and we did in the end have a few hours of $1 or less for everything, and I was like, you know, going through clothes 8 for $1 and things like that. But at the very end, the very last hour, we gave stuff away. We just put a big free sign out, and we got rid of almost everything. We did go to Goodwill one time with some things. But other than that, we have this one couch left. We have some couches downstairs that our oldest son will be taking when he moves out. But this couch is going to be a free couch. It already was. It's kind of nasty, so we'll just be giving it away at the very end, so we have something to sit on. And kids have a few toys that we're going to be taking in the camper with us, and so that's what they have left to play with right now. I think in the end our beds will all go to the dump. You know, we've had a lot of those beds. Gosh, some of them we've had since our oldest two were like 5, so 15 years. Yeah. So it's okay that those go in the trash. But I think it's good. I think we're ready to move on. But definitely it's been a little heartbreaking. Some of my favorite, you know, I love ocean. And so my bedroom was decorated with ocean decor and pictures on the walls. And I've gotten rid of all of that. And that was definitely a struggle. And I've cried. And that's okay. It's part of the process, is to grieve those things, but then also be ready for all that new adventure that we're going to have. So stick with us, and we'll keep cleaning up around here, and I'll keep trying to show you the walls and the junk that is leaving the house. And those bins that I just showed you will soon be packed with what we're going to store. I'm not storing, in my opinion, not very much, but definitely a few of the favorite toys. I have some scrapbooking stuff to go through, which that's going to be emotional. We have some more decor that just, you know, things that were either more expensive and I don't want to have to replace, or that are super sentimental. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're keeping some sentimental things. It's just we can't keep everything. We had to make choices. And so the most sentimental, the most special things, you know, each of the kids get a bin to keep stuff in storage. And we're not sure where that storage is going to be. It could be at my parents' house. It could be, we might have to rent a storage unit, but that's why we're trying to minimize, is we don't have to pay the bill. So we'll have to see what that ends up being in the next few weeks as we actually have to make that decision. So just stay tuned, subscribe, and watch our journey as we make those hard decisions and get ready to start our new adventure.